What's going on, guys? And welcome back to the real world. All right. Saweetie. Saweetie, she started her career mostly on being a rapper. Uh, and she's basically an internet personality at this point. But they got some things that's coming out about her as of recently. Uh, where you have a what's called it's basically a female pimp, uh, but we call them madams, right? Or madams. Depends on what walk of life you're from, right? But at the end of the day, this madam, oh y'all look, y'all check this out. This is my little merch, you heard me? My little hat. Boom. Yeah, man. But anyway, so the madam, right? The madam said that basically Saweetie, she was setting Saweetie up with clients. You understand? She's setting Saweetie up with these clients, and from Africa to Abu Dhabi, and we know what goes on in Abu Dhabi and that part of the world, right? Those guys are over there paying women to shit on them. And let's just be frank. A lot of chicks on the come up, going over there, and they allowing these guys to film them, because these guys have sexual fantasies to where they like to shit on women. They like to shit on beautiful women. And these women looking at it like, it's something that can make them. You know what I mean? Because these guys paying top dollars, you know what I'm saying, to shit on them, and that's crazy. That's wild, for a person to want that, and for somebody to accept that. That's wild, man. That's like, that shit is really wild, bro. What that dollar, what that money would do. What people do for that dollar, man. But I mean, to each his own. You know what I mean? Like I always say, man, fast change ain't no robbery. If that's what these people want to do with themselves, man, look, people need to mind their motherfucking business. You understand? I ain't out here letting nobody do that to me. If you not out here letting nobody do that to you, bingo. That's how you living. Different people live different ways. Everybody gotta get a dollar some kind of way. My heart goes out to you if that's the way you that you got to get it. You understand? But goddamn. But at the end of the day, everybody bashing her, for something that she doing. She not hurting nobody else. If anything, she hurting herself. If these guys ain't getting checked, if these guys is, I don't know all the protocols of the situation, but somebody, you allowing somebody to take a poop on you, man, that could be bad. That could be very unhealthy for you. You understand? That's even that got to be worse than a golden shower. That's when somebody's peeing on you. I don't get it, man. But anyway, the lady saying that Saweetie owe her money. That's where all this coming from. That's where all this stemming from. The lady is saying that Saweetie owe her money. And she basically saying, because they got on audio, she was on Joe Budden show. She was like they was letting the audience hear the footage, the audio of the woman, and she was just saying, like, talking about all the different places that she set her up to go and allow these guys to have sex with her and how much she owed her and things like that, you know, it ain't looking too pretty for her as far as her reputation. Because these are some things that she did before the fame, before she really got to a point where she's at now. So now it's looking like, her reputation is tainted. When you got something like that out there, man, because you can go from being a prospect to being a reject. Being blackballed with things like that, because you got to look at the image that projects to your brand. You understand? And the brand is important when you get to that level in life. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about people, big business corporations that may want to do business with you, may want to pay you for your face. You understand? Pay you for your presence on movies, commercials, sponsorships. And if you got this in your, in your back, on your back, you understand? Like I say, man, people could lay around there and look at you a certain way, that could hurt their brand. So that's where she's at, man. So she has to try to figure out a way to correct this. I promise you. If she don't figure out a way to correct this, man, this shit could turn out very unfortunate for her and her future. As far as being in this entertainment world. And like I say, man, you got to be careful. With the things that you do, you need to think about things you're doing now, because it may affect you later on in life. Like she was a younger little chick, she was in her 20s or what have you when this happened. And not sure exactly how old she is now, but this is how your past can come back to haunt you. It truly can, man. This is a perfect example. But like I say, man, you got people that got money, and like these guys, when I talk about the guys, her clients that want to poop on it, shit on it, and things like that. Some people got money to where they done had money so long to where they done did everything. You get to a point where you done everything in your wildest dreams, and now you just want to, see how far people that need money will go to get money, and you will exploit them. Some of these people exploit people, for their entertainment. It's just that, it may be a fetish for these guys. I don't know. I can't even fathom this. You understand? But a lot of times what it be is it's a power trip when you got guys doing it. And I'm not throwing the blame completely on these clients now, because they paying for services. So like I say, fair exchange is no robbery. So I'm not knocking them. I'm not living like that. That's the same type of shit that people need to look at, when we talk about Diddy. And that's a whole nother story. I'm going to talk about Diddy. They talking about, Diddy may be about to get out of jail. And when he do, I'm going to definitely do a show on that. Y'all already know that. Because I've been saying that from the beginning. Diddy ain't do it. But this ain't no Diddy, show, so I ain't going to get into that. But, free Diddy, man. But, like I said, it take two to tango, And she was an adult. She might have been a little younger. She might have been making a mistake, depending on how you look at these things. But she did consent to it. This ain't nobody just jumping out no bush, dragging in no truck, telling the man, look, I'm about to shit on you for some money. This her flying out, agreeing to this with her madame. So, man, that's my thoughts on the Saweetie situation, y'all. It's a wild fucking world, bro. You got people out here paying for this type of service. But people like what they like. The next time, it's been real. I'm Will. I'm just trying to get y'all to think about it.